Dana coming out saying he's going to make a big investment into the jiu-jitsu space.
Yeah, Dana White came out and said he's going to invest $10 to $12 million this year into Brazilian jiu-jitsu, which is basically, is it going to go to the fighters? Probably not. Are the fighters going to get paid? Most likely they'll get paid better than what some of these pros are making now in these tournaments. But it's probably going to go all into like media and social media advertising and pushing it. So I'm sure you're seeing guys like Craig Jones and getting their cameos in UFC events and stuff like that. It's because he's starting to like wanting to push that. So
yeah, smart. Take the characters that are already existing that are the big personalities and make them something in your existing media space.
You think if UFC bought into CJI as a partner, I mean, you definitely would get like T-Mobile Arena. You would get good events. You could get good events. Do you think if UFC backed up the money and helped invest with CJI that they could make a good event?
Okay, so yes. So here's what I think. This is just a hypothetical. This is a best case scenario in my opinion. They take the 10 to 12 million. They invested in the CJI event. The money for the fighters is already there, right?
Oh, they take the whole money into the CJI event.
Yes. So
okay.
They use that $12 million budget does all the things that we said a year ago jiu-jitsu needs to grow. They do the UFC embedded on all these teams. They build a backstory. They tell us the story of Checkmat. They tell us the story of Atos. They tell us the story of Pedigo, this small gym full of crazy misfits that blew up during the COVID era. They tell us the story of New Wave and B Team and the drama, and they build these teams and they build these athletes into personalities. It's the thing that we've said that they've needed to do for jiu-jitsu, that somebody has to do it. And I think that Brandon McCaffrey is doing it with his grapplers documentaries that he's releasing and whatnot. And I think they're doing a good job of that. I think the biggest hurdle there is Brandon McCaffrey doesn't have the media team, meaning editors, cameramen, etc. That the
UFC
army
has them on staff.
Yes. They have an army of them. You know what I mean? So it's like they can film embedded content today and have tomorrow an episode up because they have a staff of editors that are literally the way these new cameras work, Matt. I can be on location filming. My camera will be uploading the footage to the cloud instantaneously. By the time I'm done wrapping up and putting my camera in the bag, all of my footage is already uploaded and at the editor's desk being worked on. So like, wow. Yeah. Like they can really work on this shit damn near real time and start chopping up things like, oh, this is good segment here, or this is good, or let's cut this dead space out, all that stuff, and literally start working on the edit while it's still being filmed. Wild shit. So yeah, the UFC, if they were to take that money, invest it into CGI, again, nobody's saying that this is what's happening, but this is what I would say a best case scenario is, and they put the UFC media machine behind the CGI event, and they build these teams up. You're building up the sport of jiu-jitsu, you're building up the CGI, you're now weaving UFC into the fabric of what is going to be this explosive jiu-jitsu space, and you're now building highlight profiles on all of these major athletes that are going to be a part of this tournament, all of these major teams. How we were talking about team sports and creating teams already exist. You know what I mean? We already have them in the in the jiu-jitsu space. So how about if we just made them legitimate sports teams? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Have like, hey, you have been selected as the pros of this team, and you're on budget. You're on payroll.
Yeah, you just got called up to the majors. You're part of fucking pro team Checkmat now. You know what I mean? Like
team Checkmat UFC.
Yeah. And then you've got the brand deals between the team owners and companies. So you know how a football, the Dallas Cowboys may be, okay, our sponsorship is Nike. They're going to make our jerseys. They're going to make our shoes. They're going to make our gloves, etc. Now you've got Level Black steps in. We're going to make the kits for Team Checkmat. we're going to make the no-gi kits. We're going to make the gi kits. Like we're going to make all the merch. Everything's going to be, checkmat, level black logo on everything, like a little corner and whatnot. So now you've got these fucking jiu-jitsu brands that are tying themselves to the teams. That's going to blow the brands up. It's going to blow the teams up. It's going to blow the athletes up. It's going to blow the sport up. And it's all from an investment that the UFC made in helping to build these characters. And then once they see the payoff of it, because jiu-jitsu would, in my opinion, explode at that point. The way we kind of saw I think that the CJI has the potential to be the catalyst that the Ultimate Fighter was to MMA. And the fact that it is on YouTube and it's not behind a paywall. It doesn't have to be on Spike TV. It's on YouTube. YouTube didn't exist back in the Spike TV days. So we have something where we can put out an unfiltered content. You know what I mean? Like where I don't have to worry about silencing, fucks and shits and things like that. Because it's YouTube, it's the Wild West, and I can go a little wild with it and make this production wild, and I don't have to worry about a knee bar snapping somebody's knee and like, oh, we got to edit that out. You know what I mean? Like that's too violent. Like no. This is the time and the place to do this. So there could be some phenomenal potential here.
The difference between MMA and jiu-jitsu when it comes to more people like to watch MMA. Okay. And that's still been the whole thing about jiu-jitsu is like, can we make the regular person who's just drinking with his boys at the house want to watch this thing? More people want to watch people get knocked out and clicked off, for sure. But UFC started these fight kits. Nobody wants to buy a fight kit, okay?
Right.
No one's buying those. But people in jiu-jitsu love jiu-jitsu shirts, and people in jiu-jitsu love the team that they train for because they train for that team.
Right.
White belts love to wear their Gracie Baja plain ass fucking basic shirt because they train for Gracie Baja. Hoo hoo ha ha. They train there, and the freaking and everybody wants to wear their checkmat gear because hey, that's the team I fight for. Like. Right. Like you said, the teams are already made. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. They're already made. The line in the sands have already been drawn. We've been drawing them in since the 90s. The teams are ready.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like
the branding
you
is
just
done.
gotta.
You know what I mean, like
the branding is done. You're exactly right on that. And
the allegiance is there.
We just need money to make them official.
What professional sports have that jiu-jitsu doesn't is the casuals and the people that like, there are people that are diehard Dallas Cowboys fans. There are people that are diehard fucking Cleveland Browns fans. You know what I mean? Like there are people that have never played a down of football in their life that are just like, insane about their sports team. And you could get that with Checkmat, but you already have a ton of those people. So the parents that don't train, that have children that train, you know what I mean? Like that's going to be their team. The people that already train on it, that's going to be their team. And then there's the idea that I have the potential to train at this Checkmat gym. I may make the pro team someday. You know what I mean? Like you're let's say we'll use Valentino as an example. He's a 7-year-old, 8-year-old kid, trains under he's Poncho's like young protege child right now.
Wins a lot.
Yes, wins a lot. Valentino could potentially, if this, the way we're speculating right now, if this were to happen, Valentino could absolutely be homegrown talent that makes it to the professional Checkmat team someday. And we see that build up from his time as a child in the gym that Matt, trains and teaches at, all the way to HQ. You know what I mean? Where it's just like,
hopefully Valentino, hopefully that's after your full D1 ride via wrestling to a college and you get a good education. And then when you graduate at 22, 23, you come back and you join the Checkmat Pro team when you have this crazy wrestling pedigree also. And then you're just off to the races, dude. But yeah, I agree. Like, and you like geographically, you'd be like, oh, I'm born in Texas, so I'm automatically a Cowboys fan. And I'm born in California, so I'm automatically a Raiders or Niners fan. That you're not going to get that, obviously, because the schools are spread out worldwide.
Right.
But it's the same thing. You're like, oh no, my family does checkmat. We don't train. You would get more people be like, no, we'll never train Gracie Barra. We're checkmat fans.
Right.
Like that's it. You know what I mean? Like,
well, not to mention that too, like you just mentioned, these are worldwide organizations. It's like this is jiu-jitsu is a global sport. No, there aren't other countries really, other than like Canada, that are playing United States National Football League football. You know what I mean? There's a Canadian Football League. It's like, it's a variation of American football.
Lingerie Football League. Hell yes.
But, the sports that are big in this country really aren't big in other countries. Yeah, baseball, kind of, but not the same. Like, you want to play baseball professionally, you go to the USA. You want to play football professionally, you go to the USA. Rugby, don't go to the USA. Nobody gives a shit here. Soccer, don't go play in Europe. Nobody gives a shit here. You know what I mean? Like, but jiu-jitsu is everywhere. And the people that are in jiu-jitsu love jiu-jitsu. And like, there is no other sport. I know people that do jiu-jitsu that don't give a shit about MMA. It's not for them. All they care about is jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean?
It's very much, it's one of those sports, like when you try it, you just love it. It's like one of those addicting sports.